Hey everybody, Scott here. This is The Diary, and I'm back. I heard something that pissed me off so bad I had to do an episode to get it out of my system. Really got under my skin. And to this moment, I'm not sure how I'm not going to be more mad about it the longer I go. I've been watching this thing on Max is where it is. It's produced by Neon Pictures. It's basically this. I wasn't even sure what I was getting into. It's called 2073. When I first saw the cover of the thing, it says hour and 30 something minutes. So I'm like, it's not too bad. And it looks like science fiction. It's got the girl from the precog, I forgot her name. Samantha Morton. That's who it is, from Minority Report. She was the main precog in there that Tom Cruise helped get out of there and escape and stuff. And this thing is like this weird combination of her story, which is set way in the future, the year 2073. Society is a mess, all kinds of breakdown of society, world order. It's very dystopic, kind of reminds me of Blade Runner a little bit. Kind of Blade Runner without any of the cool stuff. It's pretty miserable on the ground kind of thing. But they don't really dwell on that. They just kind of have her talking. She narrates a bunch of it, talks about where they're at, talks about her grandmother, why she has to live deep down in the under parts of this old mall that's no longer a mall. In the city. I think it's in San Francisco, or what used to be San Francisco. Anyway, it's very good in that way. And I thought, well, all right, well, here's a story. This will play out. This will be interesting. And then every once in a while, it cuts to a screen where the clock goes backwards, and you get a real life documentary of different eras in time, starting in 1990 all the way up until current day. And it talks about the rise of the surveillance state in various countries, willingness to exploit people for the data they can get from those people, how social media is no longer just this fun thing you do with your friends. It is now a massive data collection thing for the richest people in the world who have no intent to use it for the betterment of humanity, blah, 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 right? This thing's definitely got a message. I think it's a really good message, and I would highly recommend watching it. Problem is, as I watch it, I realize that the wrong people aren't going to see it, or the people I need to see it will not be seeing it. And that's, what are you going to do? Anyway, it gets into AI and surveillance and drones and the data itself and how we're all just sort of part of the data stream and everything. And there was this quote came out of some conference somewhere where Peter Thiel, who's known as a big venture capitalist in Silicon Valley, responsible for getting a lot of companies off the ground. He's a hardcore believer in small or no government. The way he talks, you'd think he'd want to just sort of tear it all down, right? Anyway, he's libertarian to a fault. I think that's already a known thing. But he's also one of the richest men in the world, and he said something that just fried my beans. And said it with a straight face and without any emotion, and really didn't hear what he said. So I want you to just hear this and bear with me. Okay, here we go.
It's obviously very dysfunctional to have, mass homelessness. It's very dysfunctional to have no law and order. But if you think of it as a sort of inefficient redistributionist strategy, there's a lot of it that has a certain weird, perverse logic. In San Francisco, where I lived for, 15 years, the homeless people were in the lower parts of town. They didn't climb up the hills. The value of the houses on the hills went up way more than the value of the houses on the flat parts went down. And so you have to think of the homeless people as like this feature to increase the value of the higher end real estate in the city.
Okay. People as a feature. The way he's stating this, people who need to be in the dark, low position they're in, and that can't, quote unquote, crawl up to the higher elevations where the nicer neighborhoods are, is a great way to keep housing values high and growing in the affluent neighborhoods, meaning they want and need impoverished people to counter and create value up on the hill, aka people with money, aka these aren't really people. They're like this weird data point. Man, that got up my craw, dude. That's the most unhuman take I've ever heard. Well, I guess we can't, we're going to have homeless people. We may as well have a strategy. Keep them there, keep them low, don't give them paths to success. Don't give them ways out. Don't give them the help they need. Don't, be good people, good neighbors, good community, good government. Instead, keep that happening so that this other place where the rarefied few get to take advantage of it, they get to have all they want. And it just keeps growing for them. Oh, what a great freaking idea, dude. You little twerp. Oh, man. That really bugged me. The thing about this documentary is that it feels important I don't care who you are, what you are. The truth of the matter is the documentary's job is to show you how you have been twisted into your particular ideology and really makes some of that stuff very, very plain. We've really screwed up. We gave these oligarchical freaking billionaire nerds all the power. They have all the power. Like they don't have official titles. Nobody voted for them. They're not in charge of anything on any sort of official paper, but they are. They're essentially kings. Ironically, more kings than queens, because of course, the sexism works all the way to the top. But it's bad, and I don't know how you dislodge it. Yet, would-be dweebs like Zuckerberg with just too much money and an amoral sense of what to do with it. And they've all kind of gone through this weird, you can see it. You can see them go through this passage. It's like Bezos, right? You see him in those early days in that crappy office with his cables everywhere and a crappy Amazon sign behind him. And he's taking calls himself, trying to figure out what to do there. Hey man, look, that was entrepreneurial and new and exciting. And all the reasons we were all excited about the internet, what it could do and where you could go with it. And then you hear interviews with him and you're like, you know what? He seems like a nice guy. He's smiling all the time. He seems like genuinely stoked about, cool new ideas and making this possible and, all the positives. And then at some point, you make more money than you could spend in your lifetime. If you spend $1 million a minute, you couldn't spend all your money. And then they all turn into this weird plastic robot-faced looking weirdo. All of them do this. And they start talking like Thiel did just there. And I don't think it's a problem that somebody may have some leanings toward whatever political leanings they have. If they may have some really strong feelings about too much government and we should do this and that and make this stuff efficient. I don't think any of those things are a problem. Where it's a problem is where you've got tons of money and all it takes is a flick of a finger to call in any favor you've ever wanted because everybody's got a price. And, if you want to get real weird with it, people die. I don't know, man. It just boiled me over. Partly because you're hearing him say it out loud. That's him on stage at an event. It's not made up. It's not some phony baloney. It was him talking at some economic conference. And just talking about people, even on the rich side, just as data stream points. Like that's all this is to them. And then you hear about, they're all doing rockets now and they're all going to send people to space. That's cool, right? That's progress for humanity. I don't know what their motives are anymore. If they're not good on the ground, why are they good in space? You can't convince me that some of the BS Elon thinks and says about people here wouldn't carry over to his stupid colony ideas on Mars. It'd be worse because he'll start that way. we have to be able to take care of the least of us before we can be the best of us. That's just the truth. So what's the point of life? What's the point of living? So a small percentage of people are living all cushy and that's it. That was it. That was the point. Has to be more than that. And we're all victims of the manipulation. This stuff is so freaking pervasive, man. Social media in general. It's divisive by design. This didn't happen by accident. This didn't just reveal everybody's leanings. They were algorithmically extruded. Once they know enough about you, and if they can datafy your behavior, then they can mold it. It's not conspiratorial. If anyone of you listening knows me at all, you know that I am the least conspiracy minded. There was no moon landing. Yes, there was. The Earth's flat. No, it isn't. I got no problem poo-pooing every bad theory there is. This isn't a theory. It's actually happening. And it's about to get way worse. Machine learning is bad for people. Because here's the thing. You can't even guarantee it's in the wrong hands, even when it's in the right hands. You can't guarantee anything. It's just too big. It's like, you could have really great people in charge for a little while and all that technology brewing just under the surface. All it takes is one bad actor, and now it's being used nefariously. And why? Well, because it's easy to turn that way. It doesn't have a conscience, and it will do whatever you say, whatever you tell it to do, in very subversive ways, not big, obvious ways, not robots stomping into town with guns. It's not what I mean. I don't know, man. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Am I smoking the crack? Am I full of the Beano? Is that even a phrase? I try to keep things light, but it's hard around here, Going to finish out today with a little bit of we're going to play a voicemail. Okay. So here's a voicemail, came into the show. Looks like this is from Lydia. Let's check it out.
Hey, Scott, this is Lydia Bauer. I just listened to that podcast and I'm a little verklempt, but anyway, I agree with you and all that other politics stuff, but I wanted to try to give you something positive related to Mom. I lost my mom in 2003, and she was in rehab for a long time. And during that time, she wasn't out of it or anything until, the very last day, I'd say. It was weird. But anyway, I used to go visit her after work, and we'd watch America's Funniest Home Videos, and for some reason, we'd crack out loud, laugh out loud like crazy all the time through it. It was really weird, but it was a very strong bonding experience. Not that I was not already close with her, but that period of time between the time she last time went into the hospital until she left us, it was a strong period. And although very hard, I look back on that as a very valuable time. So take advantage of it, and it will support you in the future, despite what I sound like right now. And I just wanted to share that with you and try to give you a little bit of a virtual hug from here. And look forward to meeting you in Vegas this year. Be well. All right. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Well, it's so sweet. Thank you for that. That was really, really nice. And this, in relation to my mom, if you haven't been hearing me talk about it here on the show or any other shows, but she is in physical therapy still from a broken hip. She's 86. It's been a lot of up and down, mostly down. But the good news is, over the last couple of days anyway, she has had pretty massive improvement. And it turns out like the mix of what they give her in her IV and just regular IV use has made a massive, massive difference. She's more alert. She's more herself. She's laughing. She's moving about a little bit more. She's definitely doing better in the physical therapy department. Like a major uptick, and within a day of getting the proper IV mix. It's not drugs. It's just like nutritional levels and, hydration and just a few other little vitamin issues that were probably contributing overall to her lack of motivation or tiredness or lack of appetite, all those things. And so we're actually at the moment anyway on a bit of an upswing, which is good news because I was very worried about how things were going to go prior to this trip to Vegas that Lydia's talking about. And I didn't want to have something happen so that I was basically taken out of the trip. So it's looking very much like everything there is going to be fine. And I look forward to meeting you as well, Lydia. That was very sweet. And you're right. Like, this is especially true in our family. We're not very serious people when we're together. We try to fill the room with laughter. That has always been the deal here. It's just the way we were raised. And even though John sort of struggles with this a bit because that is not how things went at his house, it definitely does for ours. So we laugh a lot when we're with her, even more now that she's feeling a little bit better. We're going again Sunday just to see how this is all adding up. And there will be laughs and teasing and joking around and all that stuff because that is the way we roll. And you're right. These are important moments to have together so that we can, look back on this stuff and feel as fondly about it as we can. I really, really appreciate that. If you guys want to send in your own thoughts, comments, anything about what we talked about today, do you have a Peter Thiel voodoo doll I can buy for a couple of bucks? Let me know. I'm happy to poke a few holes in it. You can do that pretty easily at voicecast.app/diary. It's as simple as that. Voicecast.app/diary. You can do both texts and you can do voicemails. I'll read a quick text from Drizzler who says, Scott, I know you and Kim like techno and EDM music. You should check out the modern synthwave retro stuff. Time Cop 84, Weiss, Mega Drive, and the like. The youth of the 80s will love this. Yeah, I'm kind of way ahead of you. Great recommendations, by the way. But I already do. I love those guys. Everybody you mentioned I listen to and have bookmarked, pull them up all the time. It's good stuff. Big fan of the synthwave stuff, and in particular, White Bat, I think. Yeah, White Bat is the name of the dude I follow quite a bit. His stuff really gets me. It's very cyberpunky too, but it's got this great synthwave business. Just like it's like you suddenly walked into a middle of a Miami Vice episode or something. It's kind of his vibe. So anyway, check that out. Keep that feedback coming. Thank you guys for listening. Sorry, this one was kind of a downer, but I had to get it off my chest. Stay safe and have fun. We'll see you soon.